Good morning. I'm Monisa Cline here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio in beautiful San Diego at the GBTA Convention. The theme this year is Reconnect, Reimagine, Recreate. And joining me here this morning in the studio is Carsten Ostberg, the Managing Director for Europe for CIBT. Good morning, Carsten.
Good morning.
I understand you came in all the way from Sweden.
I did, yes.
It's great to have you. Hopefully
you.
You're not jet-lagged and
Nope, I'm
ready
good.
for convention.
Yeah, I've been a few days adjusting.
Good, good. Well, it's great to have you here, so thank you so much. So we've been talking about that the travel industry obviously was severely impacted during the pandemic, and thankfully we're seeing recovery. We're starting to see recovery, business coming back. Did immigration follow the same pattern?
So very early on in the first 2 to 3 months, it did. But then if you look at the expat population around the world, there's hundreds and thousands of expats. They will still be out there, and they will still be about to go on the next assignment or maybe to go back. In the meantime, during the assignment they've been on, maybe they got a partner, maybe they got children, and even if you're going back to your home country, we've seen cases where families are 2 adults, 2 children, 4 different passports. So just coming back isn't just coming back necessarily. That means immigration to your home country. But also if you were about to go on another assignment, you will still need to do immigration work. And besides that, there's also the need of talent. So there was this session in the morning about talent on the main stage. Very good session, by the way. But talent is still needed. There are certain job functions that there's simply not a lot of candidates for those. So a company that would need a specific position filled, they would look around the world, and if they need to bring somebody in, they'll bring somebody in. So initially, yes, but it quickly recovered, and it's really coming back rapidly. And I would say it's for us, it's back to like 2019 levels.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's great. That's
is,
good to hear. So what are some of the biggest challenges facing visa and immigration professionals and their clients in the current climate?
Well, so before the pandemic, you kind of only had to focus about your validity of the passport, if you need a visa or not, and that was more or less it. But during the pandemic, obviously the COVID testing came in place. So in many cases, you still need COVID testing. There's still about 100 countries around the world that would ask you for a COVID test. You might be quarantined. You might need to fill out different entry forms, health declarations. And if you pass through different airports, you might need to do several COVID tests because the last one is the valid one. So right now, you need to be planning further ahead before sending your employees off. You need to think about it as much more complex than it used to be, and you need a bit of more planning to do so. We'll cover that a little bit in a session tomorrow as well.
Yeah. I always say hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst, right? You have to have contingency plans.
Yeah.
So many companies have been forced to build back post-pandemic, which is right. Everybody's recreating, reimagining, redoing, right? Rethinking the way that we do business. How has your company, CIBT, approached this post-pandemic? Hopefully post-pandemic.
Exactly, yeah, I hope so. So we've really been focusing forward a lot. So we had a lot of different projects that we've had kind of like lying, and we've been busy with everyday stuff and communicating with our clients. Then the pandemic hit, we got a little bit of time to reflect. We then spent a number of hours and weeks on developing new services, coming up with our entry guide, for instance, which we launched pretty early. It was about the entry restrictions, actually. You can look up exactly what you need, whether you need a face mask or not, do you need to quarantine, what's the public transportation like, etc. So we've been looking forward all the time. We've been boosting our workforce with specialists in certain areas about product development, for instance, and we've been launching new products, basically. So we are seeing return to travel, definitely. We, as many other companies in the travel industry, are struggling with hiring talents. But first and foremost, we really looked at talents that were to bring our company further forward and be more strong post-pandemic.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you're here at a perfect opportunity, right? With GBTA Convention, we've got well over 4,000 people here, buyers, suppliers, partners. Is there any special message that you'd like to relay to this audience while you're here?
Well, I guess, we have a good session coming up tomorrow on navigating entry requirements. But also if you need any questions regarding the post-pandemic travel environment, and I know there's a question that comes across many minds, do drop by our CIBT booth at 30 to 29.
Okay.
And we'll be happy to help you out.
Great. Carsten, thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to see you, and I hope you have a great convention and safe travels back home to Sweden.
Likewise, and thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Monisa Cline here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio.